right, good morning, everyone. It is officially June 1st, Monday. Thank you for being on the call. And just wanted to let you guys know I am doing video calls as well at the same time. So if you're brave enough to stare at me at 9 o'clock in the morning, you can log on to the video conferencing service that we use. I send that out via text and email. I'm trying to do that every week. You got it on Thursday, so you'll have that as well. I'm also sending you guys a link to our YouTube channel, which is where I'm recording these calls now and leaving them up for you at your disposal, so you have it as a resource to go back throughout the week. So I'm going to ask you guys for a favor. So this week, if you can go on to your YouTube channel, our YouTube channel, and subscribe. And I'm going to give you a little bonus. If you leave us a comment on one of the videos that I've posted within the last couple of weeks here, I will give you a $10 Amazon card. Now here's the deal. It has to be done by 11 o'clock today. Okay, so there's a timestamp on there. So those of you that are listening to this recording, unfortunately, if it's a couple days after the recording's been done, you're not going to be able to participate in this quick little contest. So as a reward for everyone that's on this call right now, I'm giving you a $10 Amazon card. Just go into our YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button and leave us a comment on one of those videos. So just a little thing that I'm doing here for you guys waking up early with me. So I appreciate that. All right, so moving on, we do have office hours this week are back to normal. So we are open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. Those of you that work remote, no problem. We're still there for you. But our retail office is open on West Colonial Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. And we are serving walk-in traffic. The governor still has a 50% capacity limit for the office. I don't think that we'll run into that problem, so we'll keep you posted as things progress on that. But we are open for business, and we do appreciate it if you guys stop in, get kits, or if you need any materials or such as you do your business throughout the week. So we are open for business. If you would like to have things ready for you for pickup, just go ahead and call ahead, and we'll be glad to put together a kit for you, a bag, marketing materials, whatever it is that you need in order to be successful out in the field. So we do recommend that you wear a mask when you come into the office. Excuse me. For that very reason, right? We don't want you guys to get sick. So that's there. Now, we do have trainings still going on throughout the week. They're all virtual for the most part. And so as of today, there's a virtual training with Al Clancy. He's doing that for United Healthcare. That started same time as this call. But you can jump in afterwards if you prefer. Tomorrow, we've got 3 trainings at 10 a.m. on June 2nd. That's tomorrow. You've got Aetna's DSNP training that's coming up and available at 10 a.m. tomorrow. At 3 p.m. tomorrow, Humana is training us on how to email plan-specific documents in order to make sure that your sales are running smooth remotely. And then a late training session tomorrow afternoon is with United Healthcare. They are doing their lean Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan enrollment platform. You can learn how to use lean. That is for tomorrow at 6 p.m. Wednesday, June 3rd, telephonic enrollment options are going to be training available at 10 a.m. with Humana. That's June 3rd, Wednesday. Also, same day at 2 p.m., United Healthcare is hosting their presentation skills, how to do that virtually and in person. So if you need to brush up on your presentation skills, great training there on Wednesday. Last training of the week, Thursday, 9 a.m., June 4th. You have Al Clancy doing his virtual chat session for all those folks that sell United Healthcare. So a fantastic training week. Not a lot. Seems like it's starting to slim down a bit. I really do think it is necessary for you guys to stay in touch with that training sessions and make sure that you keep learning. That is how we continue to grow in this business. It's very, very important. All right. As a reminder, while we're talking about training, AHIP, believe it or not, AHIP is coming out on June 22nd. So this month, in less than 3 weeks, you will have access to our yearly training that we do, AHIP, and the cost looks to be the same. It is a standard cost of $175 to take the test. However, most carriers will be sending out a specialized link where you'll get a $50 discount automatically, making your total cost out of pocket for the AHIP test $125. Now, with that said, we will be working on our contest this year, and we'll be rolling out a contest to reimburse your AHIP and give you checks of $125 each to get your AHIP paid for. So we're going to be running some contests this week. I'll be sending that out. Excuse me. I'll be sending that out by email and text, so you'll have access to that contest. But starting to get in that mode for 2021 and planning, one thing I will say, as we get closer to all these trainings that are rolling out, you're going to have a lot of them start stacking up on each other. So it is really important that you do not fall behind on your training sessions. One thing that I do personally is I time block a certain amount of time every week for 1 or 2 trainings so I can get them done as they start coming out. I know some of you guys knock it out the same day it comes out and you're done and over and it's finished and you can, not worry about anything. And I know others of you are procrastinators, so don't procrastinate, because if you offer, let's say, 10 different companies, these trainings can stack on to you very quickly. So make sure you get them done and just set aside a little time every week to do 1 or 2 trainings, and that should keep you on schedule to get these things done. Remember, it is important that you maintain your AHIP test for 2021 and then also all of your certifications that you're currently certified with. In order to maintain your residuals and keep that money coming in, you must remain appointed and certified and ready to sell every year by October 1st. But the final deadline is November 30th. If you're not certified by then, they will cut off your residual commissions. So just absolutely make sure that you get those trainings done. We don't want you guys to lose any money. All right, big news. This is agency news, and most recently we made a very difficult decision to redesign our Aetna relationship, and we have decided to move our Aetna partnership to Golden Outlook, which is also our partner with United Healthcare. So our Aetna partner now is going to be Golden Outlook versus Carefree. So we were using Carefree as the national marketing organization to contract with Aetna. We have terminated our relationship, and we are now active and live with Aetna through Golden Outlook. So I wanted to make that transparent to you guys because in case you hear anything or get an email or are reached out by phone or text messages, I just wanted to let you know first and foremost that we did make that decision as an agency. There is nothing you need to do. You continue to write Aetna as normal. It does not affect your commissions. It does not affect your writing number. Everything is business as usual for you. However, as an agency, we now have a new relationship for Aetna through Golden Outlook, and they're going to help us with building our marketing for Aetna and helping you grow your business with Aetna. So we've got some great commitments from them. They're going to help us build out postcards and flyers and get marketing materials for Aetna. So we're really excited, and this is one of the reasons that we decided to move our partnership with them. And it's just things we weren't getting from our previous partner. So we're really excited to help you grow your Aetna business this year. So if you have any ideas or if you need any services through Aetna, we are here to help, and we have Golden Outlook to help us with that as well. All right, so a couple of updates here. Going to touch on WellCare. WellCare, due to the COVID-19 response, is jumping into place with companies like Humana and United. WellCare has sent out an announcement last week saying that they are going to waive all the copays for their primary care and their specialist services now until further notice. And that looks like it's probably going to be until the end of the year or the end of the plan year for WellCare. So anyone that's currently on WellCare will be exempt from any PCP copays or specialist copays. Now, I don't see a ton of WellCare business coming in like we used to. Excuse me. And I want to just remind you on how strong a product WellCare is right now. As far as their compensation to you, if you do that HRA form, which is the form where they do the health risk assessment at the end of the application, it's an extra 5 to 10 minutes of work. You get a $50 bonus that is non-chargeback. I don't know if that's a correct term, but you're not charged back if your client decides to leave WellCare. You get to keep that $50. And that's what they're calling an administration fee for you doing some of that administration work on behalf of their doctor and on behalf of the health plan. So it's an HRA form. It's basically a physical that's being done on paper. So a questionnaire of about 10 to 15 questions about their general health to get a good snapshot of what your client is looking like on their health side. And that information is sent to both WellCare and the primary care doctor. Now, if I was a client, if I was a member of WellCare, why would I want to fill out an HRA form? Why would I want to give them my health information? Well, the main reason is so it gets that relationship and the care that's needed a jump start. For instance, if you wait as a member to go to your primary care doctor and then let them perform that HRA form, who knows when your next doctor visit will be? Maybe it will be next week, next month, or maybe 6 months from now before you're actually able to get into the primary care doctor. If you were to have an urgent or an emergency situation happen before you even meet your primary care doctor or the health plan has any health information, that can cause significant problems with your care. So getting that HRA form is a jump start in the right direction. So that way, as a member, I know that my doctor has the basics on me. You know, do I have any blood pressure issues? Do I have any, diabetes? Have I been in the hospital in the last year? And that also kind of gets that person in line with their care at the doctor as far as, who needs care right away versus, oh, this person's healthy and they can go to the back of the line for right now because I have some folks that really need more care than they do. So that HRA form just gives them an insight on what's really truly happening with your health and to ensure that they're getting the care that they need in the right amount of time. And again, a bonus for you, just for filling out that form or helping your client fill out that form, you get a $50 spiff. So that's pretty cool. It's a win-win-win all the way around. And again, you do 10 of those, that's an extra $500 that you get to put in your pocket, just for filling out an extra form that literally takes 2 minutes. Those HRA forms are found in the physical kits, excuse me, or they can be found online when you're doing your online enrollment with WellCare, which again, I encourage tremendously for all of you to do your WellCare applications online. All of those applications you should be doing online when and if possible. A couple more things here. Devoted has some excellent tools that they sent us over. Those are located in the Gold Key. This last week I shot a video on how to use the Gold Key and why you should use the Gold Key. So I'll be sending that out to you guys in the next couple of days just to review and to show you exactly how much and great resources are in that Gold Key and for you to use it and access those tools. So Devoted sent us some great things. You have a lot of tools in there that you can use for yourself. But most importantly, you have the sales videos, you have the sales guides, you have the formularies, you have scope of appointments, you have all these PDFs in there and ready to go, so you don't have to be jumping around online looking for those documents. All right, let's jump into marketing. Now, United Healthcare sent out a, excuse me, a notice last week regarding some of their relationship building tools that they now have available online in their portal. And I love this. I think that this is such a cool thing because, you know, for us to sit down and, you know, think out a campaign or design a campaign, it can take a lot of time and energy, and sometimes, you know, not all of us are the best marketers. So if you're able to get a jump start on having these tools already available and ready to go, I think this is a great time saver. So United Healthcare sent out a notice that they have pre-built templated thinking of you cards, which is cool, right? So, you know, hey, just thinking of you, here's 3 of my business cards. By the way, if you know anyone that needs health insurance, please send them my way. And other relationship tools. So they have relationship cards in there, they have letters, they have postcards, but nothing does the job quite like a personal phone call. But to fill in those gaps, we understand that you can't call all your clients all the time, every month. So what I recommend, excuse me, what I recommend and what I honestly think that you should do is mix up your communications. So maybe one month you send them a card, the next month you send them a text message, and then the following month you send them or you get on the phone. And the following month maybe a Facebook. But if you rotate every communication pattern, you're able to build a relationship that feels like you're always in touch with them. And what's cool is you're going online and offline, online and offline. So, you know, if you're always online, they're going to think of you, okay, that's the web guy, and there's a little bit of a disconnect when that happens. And then when you're offline only, you know, you're more of a real person for sure, but there has that disconnect factor because these folks are online. They're checking their emails, and they're going on Facebook, and maybe they're on Instagram now. I know my grandmother's on Instagram, you know, so they're sneaking into that, you know, which is owned by Facebook. So, you know, there's all these opportunities to really get connected with your members. And I think United Healthcare and some of the other companies, you know, have these tools available. And, you know, please, please, please make sure that you take advantage of that. Go in there, explore. You know, you could spend an hour in these portals really finding cool marketing pieces that you really want to use. But we're here to help. So if you need help finding these marketing tools, you just don't know where to go, or you can't figure it out, please remember that we're here to help you, okay? So you can call us. You guys know our phone number. You can send us an email. We'll connect you with a team member, and we'll make sure that we get those pieces built for you. I know last week we created a bunch of flyers for WellCare. So there's folks out there that are putting inserts, those flyers, as inserts in the newsletters at senior communities. So they're going out to the senior communities and saying, hey, do you guys have a newsletter that goes out to your residents here? And they say, well, yes, we have 500 residents that live in this neighborhood. Fantastic. I'll be back with my 500 flyers. Can you put those 500 flyers in that newsletter? Yes, we can. It's only going to cost this much. And then you bring us that, and we'll see what we can do to work that out. But all in all, it's a great marketing, you know, having all these tools and pieces readily available so you don't have to redesign the wheel. You know, they've got guys in corporate that are building all those assets. So, all right, that's what I have for you this morning. I'm done yapping. I am going to go ahead and unmute everyone. And so if you have any questions.
Justin, good morning. This is William.
Good morning.
How you doing? Good morning. Justin, can you hear?
Yeah, you sound a little far away, Will.
Okay, let me. Hey, Justin, regarding Edna's, you know, divorce, Are we going to be able to work with the same broker managers or what?
Yes,
That's
nothing.
what it is,
That's a great question. So as you know, our relationship with it's just with Carefree that's been affected, but with Aetna itself, no. You can continue working with your broker managers there. That is not affected at all. That's a great question.
Okay. Okay. That's the only one that I have right now.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
You got it.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions this morning?
I have
Hey, Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, in past years leading up to the AEP, a lot of the plans had get-togethers with a few hundred agents. Is that going to happen this year? Do you have any idea?
Oh, that's a magic question, Mark. You know, and those were events that I really looked forward to. You know,
there were some good deals. You're right.
Yeah, they're really fun to go to. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's going to happen. We haven't heard yes or no's on that, but I do know that most folks are, you know, planning for the worst. So we have a plan B, and we'll share that with you a little bit later once we get it nailed down. But yeah, at this point, it's still a little iffy. We really don't know if that's going to happen or not. But yeah, you're right. I was really looking forward to those events. Those are always fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Great question. All right. Any other questions this morning?
Justin, I had another one.
Yes, sir.
I have a what do you call those a webcam, and doing the sharing of the screen. You know, like when you're sharing screen with someone online. How do you go about? I mean, how do you go about doing that anyway?
Share screen. Okay. There's some great videos out there. Do you know which software you're going to be using for your share screen?
What?
Do you know? Sorry. Yeah, we got folks that are. I'm trying to mute everyone here.
Yeah. So I can go on YouTube and look for different, YouTube. I mean, widescreen sharing or something like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So the one that we recommend, at least from a user's perspective, is Google Hangouts or Google Chat. So check out that one. Google Hangouts, Google Chat. It's you'll see it, or I'm sorry, they just changed the name of it. It's called Google Meet, M-E-E-T, Google Meet. So that's the one that I feel is probably the most user-friendly. It's really easy. You don't have to download any software. You can send your client the invitation from your phone, and then you can load it up. So they just click a button, and it takes them to Google Meet. So that one's pretty easy to use, and you can do share screen. So you just go in there, and there's a little button that says share your screen, and so it's really easy. I'm going to be putting out some videos on how to use it for our application, so I'll be sending those out as well. That's a great idea. But the one I would probably check out the most, my biggest recommendation at this point is Google Meet. That's the one that I would recommend checking out.
Meet.
And you're on the right path too, Will, because you know, going on YouTube, you're going to find a lot of great information on how to use that as well.
Yeah. The other thing that I'm looking at is perhaps getting another screen. Like I have a dual screen, so that when I'm sharing information, I'm looking, at the other screen, maybe the product, and at the same time, I don't know. But anyway, that's what I'm kind of leaning towards, because I'm thinking that most of these seniors right now, they are all pretty much tech savvy, as far as getting online and so on. But because I was looking at Zoom, and I'm looking at Zoom, and I'm looking at another couple of applications where if we can, work with something that they are already used to working, rather than having to give them instructions. I think that I'm going to try to download all of the platforms that are available, the most popular ones, like the one that you mentioned, Google Meet or Zoom or whatever, because each one of those individuals are more familiar with one than the other, and that if we just have one, plain vanilla where, okay, well, I want to teach you how to do this, and they're like confused or what have you, I'm thinking that, go through the door of least resistance.
Yeah, now,
use what they're familiar with.
You're right, and you just said it right now, and that's one thing that I would just kind of keep in mind, guys. Yes, we're sales folks, right? And yes, we also want the path of least resistance, but our job is to meet our clients where they're at, right? And you just said it. What is it most comfortable for my clients? Because they might be comfortable with Google, even though you might not know it. It's up to us to learn that software so we can meet them where they're at, right? And same thing with Zoom. So it just depends. Have that conversation with your client and say, Mrs. Jones, which software do you prefer? Well, I've been using Zoom. Fantastic. Give me about a day and I'll figure this thing out, and I'll call you and we'll get our appointment set up. And most people are going to be okay with that, Some of you are using Zoom right now for your family and friends. So, it's a great time to experiment and figure out which ones are working best for business. Zoom is there. You've got Skype. You've got Google Meet. Let's see what else is out there. There's a couple of them out there. So, experiment. But you made a great point, Will. The fact is you've got to do what's, where you're comfortable, where your client feels comfortable, and we've got to figure it out, So that was an excellent point. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Justin, Devoted.
You got it.
Justin, Devoted has scheduled 2 AEP rollouts in towards the end of June. They're in the calendar. So the first info we have for the agency is Devoted, and they're going to do WebEx rollouts.
WebEx rollouts. Okay, so they won't be feeding us like they used to, right?
They're going to feed us information.
They're going to feed us information. That's most important. But absolutely, no, I appreciate that, Tom, and I think that's going to be on trend for the most part, guys. Is most of these rollout sessions, when they start sharing product and their plans for what's going to happen for 2021. I think that you're right, Tom. We're going to see a lot of these things on WebEx. We might see a live event here and there as things start to get a little bit more comfy, but I'd anticipate that most everything's going to be virtual, and unfortunately, that's it's a bummer. I really enjoy getting together and meeting and being in the same room. So be on the lookout for those events, guys. That's going to be from Devoted. Their rollout sessions are happening at the end of June, and those are available on the training calendar. So go check that out. You guys have the link for that.
Justin, you mentioned earlier about us going on the YouTube page.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what do we do? Just Google Health Plan Markets YouTube?
Yeah, you can Google Health Plan Markets on YouTube. Our link is on our website, so you can go there, or you can check your text message. I sent you a text message on Thursday, I think it was, and also in your email, we sent a link with the call from last week in your email. So lots of places to find that link. Just go in there, click that link, and you got a $10 Amazon card if you go subscribe, and then also leave a comment. So you got to do both of those things before 11 this morning, and I've got a $10 gift card for you.
Justin.
Yes, sir.
If you need anything here for the WebEx and webinars, I'm setting up something with Jonathan to be able to train everyone about it. So if they want to call in, and we can look them up.
Awesome. So Sergio is going to be hosting some training sessions on how to do WebExes, how to do remote enrollments virtually. So if you feel you want to jump on this right away, go ahead and reach out to Sergio, and he's going to add you to the list. And, you know, if you've got clients and, you know, this is preventing you from doing business, please reach out to us right away. We want to make sure that you have the ability to do these trainings remotely and you feel good and secure about how to do the business. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions this morning?
Hey, one last.
Sure.
Justin, one other thing is that when you're doing the Zoom, I would recommend that you get permission from the individual whether they want to see visually, because you know they may not be up to speed as how they normally want to look, and so I think to prevent any embarrassment, you ask the question: do you mind if we look at each other, or not? You know, then you can you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So Will's point is there could be some awkward situations if, you know, your clients aren't prepared to be on camera. So yeah, I think it's a great point. You know, just let them know that, you know, if we are going to be doing a video, is it okay that we access your camera? And that, you know, and you make a great point. I would get that in writing. If possible, if you feel more comfortable with that, get that in writing, and that could be an email or a text message, and say, yes, I give Will permission to access my camera on my computer, and so they know that you're going to have, you know, eyes on them as you're doing your presentation. So that's a great point. Absolutely.
Yeah, because you don't want any. You don't want anybody walking in the background naked.
For all of our sakes, right?
Justin, we're working on the consent to contact right now, on electronic consent to contact. Maybe I just need to add that to it. So
yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, so our electronic consent to contact form can be set up electronically, so you can send it out to your member as a link, and they fill it out, and that's your consent. And so Sergio's idea is they're going to work on putting that little checkbox that, yes, I give permission for Justin to have access to my computer and my my camera. And once they say yes to that, then hopefully, you know, you're covered. CYA, you know, literally, we hope that they're covered. So
yeah.
That's a great idea, Will. Excellent. Appreciate that.
No, I read about that somewhere where kids were doing Zoom or something for school, and all of a sudden the mom is walking naked behind the kid.
Oh, my goodness.
And all of a sudden everybody got to see her.
Ay.
Yeah, so anyway, we're just covering our behind.
That's right.
Good.
It's a great idea.
Good class. Yeah.
All right. Anyone else have any questions this morning? Hey, Mary.
Hi. Okay, so I went on to this YouTube thing and listened to how I talk about it. I don't do it. I looked at your emails. I don't see. And then I put in, I see you're here March 31st.
Yep.
Is that what we're supposed to do? We're supposed to click on?
Yeah, there should be a button there that says subscribe when you're on the channel there.
Oh.
It should be a red button, I think it is. Subscribe button.
I don't see any. Okay.
Yeah, I'll get Kim to reach out to you. We'll see if we can get you hooked up.
I'm trying to not be so ignorant.
That's okay. Yeah,
I know my
problem.
kids have all done these things. And, you know, thank you for the Google thing. I thought the Zoom thing was what I was supposed to do. So, anyway, thank you.
Either way, and just to kind of go back on that, there's no wrong answer to your presentation style and the tools you use. We just want to make sure that you're aware that there are other tools out there.
Right.
Because, you know, your clients might surprise you and say, look, I use Skype, and that's what I'm comfortable using. And so we can't force them into using our tools. We have to say, you know what, give me a day, and I'll learn Skype, and I'll be out there with you. because, you know, in order to get that comfortability with your client, it's really important that we get that you know, that relationship built on comfort, and so I think that that's most important. So
I agree, because I need to be comfortable.
Yeah,
I don't know how
absolutely.
to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good.
All right. Will, I appreciate your input on that. That's opened up quite a bit to think about. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's you know, because like I said, I'm on this side trying to figure out stuff myself, and so
Yeah.
one other thing, if you're using anything that, and I learned this the other day with doing Zoom with my family, and there are different backdrops and stuff like that, so you don't look like you're in a little cave. You can use different backdrops, and anyway, the other thing is that if you're showing any material, like the let's say the Medicare for You or anything like that, make sure that you use on the device that I use anyway. You can do a mirror where it will reverse, so you won't be showing something to somebody and it's in, you know, reverse. The alphabets are, you know, or the words are going the opposite way. Make it simple by hitting a button that's called mirroring or something, I think it was. And so you can, when you're showing the something that you want them to look at, if it's the Medicare for You or whatever, they can actually read, you know, without having to, you know, be a challenge for them. So you showing
great point.
Okay. You follow?
Yeah, because sometimes it shows up backwards. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, one thing too, guys, is those documents. You should remember that we have a lot of those documents in the Gold Key, so you can download them or send them to your client ahead of time, so they can have it in their email and they can read it ahead of time. So that way, you know, you don't have to show them those physical documents. And again, guys, you know, nothing's perfect. Yeah. We don't have everything in there, so if you see something missing, let us know and we'll be glad to add it in there. But I can tell you that John and Tom and the team have done a great job scavenging and grabbing all these resources to put into that Gold Key. So thanks to them, we have a lot of things already at our fingertips.
Good.
All right. Any other questions this morning?
I have a comment.
Uh-oh.
I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate it. It's on Wednesday.
Holy.
Same day as my husband. That's how I remember it.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. So tell Brett I said happy birthday.
Thanks.
You got it.
Yeah.
He's one of the few that I know that share the same birthday.
So when do we get cake?
I know. We're gonna have a virtual party. We're gonna go on Mark Oscar's channel. Hosting at Mark's house. All right, guys, I appreciate you being on the call. And again, we'll do this same time, same place, same channel next week, 9 o'clock on Monday. Again, check out our YouTube channel. You have until 11 o'clock today to hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment, and I got a free $10 Amazon gift card that I will email over to you. So I appreciate it. Thank you, and have a fantastic week.